Dear ones, in this episode today, it will be about Madain Saleh, a site classified by UNESCO as a World Heritage. On a sandy road and at a distance not far from the manifestations of civilization and urbanization, the visitor gradually leaves the third millennium where the hustle and bustle of life and the technology revolution took place, to move to an era that ended about 2,000 years ago. But its effects and picturesque scenes are sufficient to act as a time machine, to give him an experience whose memory accompanies him for a long time. Life. Upon reaching the Al-Hijr area, known as Madain Saleh, the journey begins with a sandy road in a desert area. Mountains appear on the horizon with strange shapes that distinguish them from others, but the surprise reveals itself little by little as we approach there. Before we start, we want to remind you to subscribe to the channel if you are not a subscriber and activate the notification bell to receive all our news. Immediately after entering Idlib, as it is possible to directly see a large room carefully carved inside the mountain, and archaeologists have revealed that it was a hall prepared for meetings, accommodating no less than 13 people in one meeting, and it was made in a way that gives it the echo feature. From the room, the visitor's eye moves to a rocky corridor known as the Sick, which constitutes a picturesque scene thanks to erosion factors. Tall columns, huge inscriptions, and hidden rooms, majestic moments experienced by the visitor when standing in front of these scenes in the Qasr al-Bint, or Jabal al-Banat, which was named by this name because it includes 31 tombs owned by women. In addition to a legend circulated by the residents of the region known as Buthaina and the sculptor. Since the prehistoric era, these sites were the capitals of successive civilizations from BC until the 20th century, during which Madain Saleh did not lose its historical and geographical importance as a commercial and religious route. It is one of the most famous archaeological sites in the world. The inscriptions on the rocks varied between South Arabian, Lian, Thamudic, Nabatean, Latin and Islamic. Madain Saleh includes 153 carved rock facades and a number of Islamic monuments, represented by some castles and the remains of the Hijr railway, which extends 13 kilometers. It is evident from the remaining monuments that the Nabateans build their tombs as they build their palaces, with perfection and luxury, which indicates wealth and a high social rank, and for that they brought the most skilled engineers and craftsmen who excelled in carving their religious symbols. With regard to the process of building those tall tombs and carving them into the mountain, Hadil said, the Nabatean society was composed of a king, a government, and a people, and for anyone to be able to build a tomb, especially if it is large, he must obtain a building deed from the government, which provides him with also the right space and sculptor. In 2008, UNESCO declared Madain Saleh a World Heritage Site, thus becoming the first site in Saudi Arabia to join the list of World Heritage Sites. The site bears witness to the convergence of various architectural and decorative currents and traditions, Assyrian, Egyptian, Phoenician, and Hellenistic, and to the existence and succession of writings dating back to several ancient languages, Lehadan, Thamudic, Nabatean, Greek, and Latin. And since alula was located in the past on the global trade line, the sculptors were influenced by other civilizations, which explains the presence of inscriptions on the facades of the tombs, such as the lotus flower from the Egyptian civilization, and the jars from the Greek civilization. If Petra attracted the lights of tourist fame with its artistic masterpieces carved into the rock thousands of years ago, then the Madain Saleh, engraved in the hollow of the rock in the middle of the Golden Desert in Saudi Arabia, is one of the most important archaeological sites in the Arabian Peninsula and the Middle East.
Palace of the Manufacturer.
The first of the tombs is the Al-Sain Palace, and although it is not very luxurious, it serves as an introduction to the main elements of the Nabatean style of the tombs, namely the Great Facade, the two forms of 5 steps, and the inscriptions at the top of the door. and inside the tomb are openings in which the bodies were placed. 20 of the best preserved tombs at Mada'in Saleh are in good condition, along with many symbols that seem to connect generations of cultural imagery. Borrowed from the Abyssinians, Egyptians, and others, showing griffin-like figures with human heads, and rose-like figures painted on a bowl used as part of rituals accompanying funerals, and in funeral homes built of adobe, and a Nabatean well.
Mount Athleb.
Mount Ithlib stands splendidly in the northeast, surrounded by a wide space. As in the city of Petra in Jordan, this area has a narrow road called Al-Sik, and a large open hall called the Diwan was carved inside the rock. Surrounded by 2 columns and some stone terraces on the 3 inner walls. And according to the discoverer Charles Doughty in 1888 AD, there was a threshold, and it fell with the front of the roof. This room is pleasantly cool, as fresh breezes always seep into it, because the sun does not enter its northern facade, and the place suggests a deep sense of security and calm, which makes it majestic, over the years.
The Girls' Palace.
Qasr al-Bint is distinguished by a group of whales inside a triangle carved at the top of the entrance, and it seems that they represent the guardian of the tomb, which indicates the Greek influence in Nabatean art. It is noted that this tomb was not completed, which indicates the architectural techniques that were based on building from top to bottom, and the rosary at this entrance appears as a decorated plate used in religious occasions, which indicates that these buildings are tombs.
The Unique Palace.
Al-Farid Palace is the most famous and beautiful of the Nabatean tombs in Madain Saleh, as it is characterized by a very large northern facade. It is noted the accuracy and beauty of the sculpture in the facade, and despite the splendor of this palace, the sculpture is incomplete, because the work at the bottom of the last third appears unfinished. Roaming in this city is roaming in a world carved on single standing rocks amid an undulating world of sand, and islands of dissolved sandstone rocks that have eroded and undulated to become wonderful carved shapes that flirt with the view of the golden plateaus at sunset. Here we come to the end of the video. We hope you enjoyed and benefited, and if you liked the video, do not forget to press the like button to support us to publish more videos.